Home for the best coverage of the Jazz, Utes, and Cougars is right here on The Zone. This is JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Made them look inept.
They could only put 6 field goals
They couldn't throw the football. Right. They could barely run it. They scored 15 points. All they could do was kick field goals.
See?
BYU is really good. They are 5-0 because they've earned it. And all the projections, all the things we looked at in the offseason, just throw it away. We were wrong. BYU's a good football team. They deserve to be 5-0. Right now, you ask me today, on September 30th of 2024, who the best team in the Big 12 is, my answer firmly is BYU. And I have evidence to back it up. They have the best resume.
You can cite sources. You've got a big bibliography at the end of this paper.
And I have facts. I'm sorry. And Utah fans grumbling right now, I'm sorry. It's true. BYU's the best team in the Big 12 on September 30th, 2024, until proven otherwise.
Yeah, and guess what? BYU has really good Septembers. And September ends today. The question is how are they going to respond the rest of the way? You have a bye week. You have a team in Arizona who now scares the actual blankety blank out of you because they're going to come into your house. And by the way, it's a 2 p.m. game that they announced, right? 2 p.m., middle of the day. They're on the Big Fox, right? Yeah. And everybody's going to watch you. And are you ready? And by the way, the day game talk, we're going to have to freaking hear it again.
Nah,
all right?
They buried that.
Oh, they did? Now that they're one.
We're going to talk about that next. We're going to talk about that 2 p.m. start.
I'm going to start doing. That's actually going to be the thing I talk about the most every day. Until then, I'll see you in 13 days or whatever it is. I'm going to talk about day game.
I don't know about the day game thing, but you bring up a great point with BYU, and we have seen it for years.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, you know what just happened? We did just continue.
We did continue next. So we're here. Next.
And we're continuing.
Let's continue. Next. I'm fired.
Oh, no, you're not. Listen,
I am an idiot.
No. This job.
We're going to replace I'm an idiot here, Jeremy. Or you could just add to it with this. I'm fired.
You got it clean. Nice. Come on, JJ.
I'm going to go back to TV, folks.
No,
it's been fun. It's been real. Thanks for having me here on the KSL Sports Zone. It's time for me to go back to what I really do.
By the way, you were going to do that anyway. You're going to continue next on TV after this program.
About 2 hours.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, by the way, you can nominate your youth sports volunteer that you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit that nomination, KSLSports.com/contest, and listen every Thursday to our program where we read those winners off. We celebrate all of the efforts of those volunteers that do an awesome job making an impact on the youth sports in their area with the Hercules Hero of the Week. Sponsored by Hercules First Credit Union and Beehive Meals. All right. Can we stop it with the playoff talk? We can't.
I'm with you on this.
No. No, I know about it. I'm just saying about BYU specifically, okay? I know. Jeremy, I get it. You're doing your job. But we as the media suck. Because before the season it was, I don't know, I guess maybe getting to 6 games is pretty good. Let's get bowl eligible for BYU. What's your expectation? Probably go bowl eligible. I don't know, 5-7. What do you think? 7-5. Maybe bowl eligible, 6-6. And now we go, playoff question mark? It's
why not? That's the BYU way.
It's not either of those things.
It's either we suck or we're the best. There's no in between.
No. It's just funny because because we've been talking about this every week. So there is this fun little game. It's called the ESPN Playoff Predictor, okay? So I'm going to play this right now, right? The ESPN Playoff Predictor, which puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 24 teams in front of us, okay? And you can pick one of these teams. Well, not one of them. You can pick a handful of teams. You start going. You have 24 teams, the best chance to make the 12-team playoff right now, according to odds makers. Okay, and Jeremy, you're not wrong to talk about it because BYU is technically considered a 12-team playoff contender today.
24% is pretty good.
On September 30th, 2024, as I said on the last segment, who's the best team in the Big 12 right now? Who's the best team in the Big 12 right now, as of today?
Yeah, it's got to be the Cougars,
It's the BYU Cougars.
Yeah.
What does the Big 12 get in the college football playoff? An automatic berth.
Yes, I do. Now, Kansas State is on this list. They have an 18% chance. They already have a conference loss to, guess who? Iowa State's on this list. Now, Iowa State technically has a better shot according to the numbers. And interestingly enough, neither BYU nor Iowa State play one another this year. That's part of why you see them right next to each other as well. However, they could play one another in the conference championship game in Arlington, Texas, in the early part of December.
Like everyone expected when the season began.
Yeah, Matt Campbell versus Coach Kalani Sitake.
Or is it going to be BYU versus Coach Prime?
No, will you? Okay, now that talk needs to stop immediately.
Oh,
I won't allow any of that.
I'm starting that talk right now.
Actually, you know what? That would be damn fun, wouldn't it? Could you imagine the freaking circus?
BYU,
in the Big 12
Colorado, no bull junk.
What's up, Bubs? You believe
No,
that?
I do not.
Hold on.
He calls it bull junk, calls it bull stuff sometimes if he's really aggressive.
Yeah.
Bull stuff.
Hey, can you imagine?
Actually,
Can
you know what?
imagine?
That would be insanity.
ESPN would be like, oh my gosh.
Well, and then Brett Yormark would be like, what?
Yeah.
He would also melt down, right? Brett Yormark would be like, I mean, he wouldn't know how to contain himself.
He'd spill his caramel latte.
By the way, the second day of the Big 12 championship or the Big 12 Media Day stuff, I think it's funny because I don't think he did TV on the second day at all.
No.
Still wore all the same makeup.
Yep.
As much makeup as he could. Just because there might have been a possibility that someone might have put a camera in his face. Now, by the way, the Big 12 didn't allow anybody to put a camera in his face day 2. But regardless, he had the makeup on.
So if he's going to call Steve Sarkisian Garcesian,
Yeah.
what is he going to call Kalani Sitake
Kalani
when he gives him
Sitake?
the trophy at the Big 12 championship?
To give Coach Garcesian.
You know, it's some version of salami karate. What were the ones we heard?
Salami karate.
What were the ones that we've heard?
You nailed it. It's going to be salami karate. Congratulations to head coach Salami Karate of BYU. Your Big 12
My favorite
champions.
part is he's going to put a little accent on it, too. Salami karate. Because you know it's going to be something along those lines. Now, that being said, let's go through here because you can choose one team to make the college football playoff. So let's click BYU because they're in that 2014. Now, they have a 53% chance to win that Oklahoma State game. By the way, can you freaking believe that now, right? That they have a 53% chance to beat Oklahoma State according to the FPI.
Oh, yeah.
But they are not favored against UCF, and they are not favored against the Utes. And I don't think they should be. You're going to Salt Lake. And I know what Arizona just did, wild. But that's also by the way, there are 2 bye weeks between now and then. So if you're wondering if Cam Rising's, as somebody put it on Twitter, torn hangnail.
Oh, man.
is,
Oh, my gosh.
I can't claim that.
Hey,
Somebody else put it out there. Torn hangnail. I was like, and
pretty
by the way,
painful. It's pretty painful. Don't you mock him.
but I will tell you, it was an intense Utah fan who put it out there. So
I'm worried about
I think fans
Ute
are-
Nation turning
No, yeah.
on their quarterback.
I get where their feelings are coming from. I mean, I have more than once, just between last week and this week, heard the phrase, "I'm just so sick of it right now. Just pull the Band-Aid off and play Isaac Wilson for the rest of time. Develop Isaac Wilson, figure it out. I'm over it." I've heard that too, right? But BYU has to play Utah at Utah in November. It says the 8th.
November
but
9th.
It's the 9th. So, and like I said, there are 2 bye weeks between now and then for both teams, right? So getting right isn't going to be a question unless you have some season-ending injuries in between then. And I think that, the idea was if there's going to be a game that Connor Pay could be back for, maybe it is that November 8th game against Utah, November 9th game against Utah. That's a month away-ish.
They only play 3 games in the month of October.
That bodes well for them, right?
100%. We talked about the October swoon. What if you just eliminate one of the games in October? There you go.
But here's what it is, though. Arizona, Oklahoma State, don't hang up the phone on Mike Gundy, please, okay?
He can find a way.
Yes. Arizona looks extremely tough going on the road wherever they go now.
How's BYU going to throw the football against Arizona? Their DBs are no joke.
And they can't run it right now very well.
Right.
Okay. They go to UCF in October.
I'm not worried about that.
Oh, after one game against Colorado?
So let's talk about UCF real quick.
RJ Harvey.
Okay.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson is not
How
a
good
great
is
quarterback.
TCU? Not good. TCU had a what lead against them and blew it?
Yeah, as a 2-touchdown lead with
It was a big lead.
with like 3 minutes left.
TCU in Fort Worth, I'll grant you that. And then UCF turns around at home and lays an egg against Colorado. I don't think UCF is very good.
All right, Arizona, Oklahoma State, UCF, Utah. That's a tough stretch.
It is a tough stretch, but there is, like you say, a bye week in between UCF and Utah. That's only one road game.
Okay, choose the winner of the team's toughest two matchups. So let's say the toughest two matchups. Let's say they beat UCF at UCF, and let's say that they. I'm not gonna make a guess on the Utah BYU game because it just said pick two games there. So I'm gonna go easy on us and pick the. Yeah, I'm gonna say that they beat UCF on the road, like you were saying. You're not as worried about that, although
Nope.
that technically is the
That's
lower.
a Cougar win.
Okay. Oklahoma State at home, we'll give that one a win. All right. And, well, it makes you pick. Should we pick a win over Utah or a loss to the Utes? Let's say
Just for fun right now, today on September 30th, pick a win.
Okay. So let's say they win that game.
I
Let's
think
just
they
say,
might have an L against Arizona.
for poops and giggles. Oh, boy. Let's not get into that yet. We'll do that. We got plenty of time. BYU and its conference championship game. Will they win it? Let's say, for the sake of argument, yes. Okay. What does that mean? BYU ends up on this.
What happened?
So if you say that they win the, if you say that BYU wins the conference championship game, they have BYU as the number one overall.
That's what I have as well here, following along with you.
So
Hey.
our conclusion here is the ESPN playoff predictor is broken.
No, opposite.
Hey, you know what? Sign them up. Guess who they have in the first? Oh my gosh. Guess who they would be playing? They would get a bye, and they would get the winner of Missouri-Boise State that they have on this one as Boise State. It would be a BYU-Boise State quarterfinal game.
Shut up.
They would be, and then they would play the winner of Georgia and Texas in the semifinals. Listen, this is what we signed up for the college football playoff for, right?
I hope we have this kind of
Because
chaos.
I'm not, and because I'm not the one. Please don't. Rock and Royal, Rock and Navy. Come on. Oh, this would be the. And if Cody Epps isn't right, if he's not right for those games, maybe we have him do the halftime performance with this tune. All right. That is hilarious. All right, so there you go.
Wait, do they win? Do they keep going? Let people know.
This one says that they, with 200,000 simulations, they would, looks like they would lose to Georgia, and Georgia and Tennessee would play in the championship, and Tennessee would be your national champion.
It is definitely broken.
According to this situation. By the way, they have Alabama as the 7th seed.
Rutgers 12 seed?
Yeah, yes, I do have Rutgers as the 12th seed.
That's what I got.
Rutgers 12. And by the way, Greg Schiano's guys are dialed up right now. Everybody makes fun of Rutgers.
They got a big win.
I mean, what are they going to do against Maryland? That's what I want to know. All right, so like I said, this is for poops and giggles.
Look, I know it's crazy talk, but on September 30th, who's the best team in the Big 12?
Yep.
BYU. And what's
Okay.
great about this new world we live in this 12-team playoff era, is BYU has an opportunity. They have a path. It's not crazy. Now, they have a long way to go, and I don't think we should, like you said at the beginning of the segment, we're all getting crazy if we're talking playoffs right now on September 30th.
Right.
But they're the best team in the Big 12 as of right now.
Yep.
And the great thing about where they're at right now and the system that now is in place, they have a chance.
So even if BYU were to, according to this computer simulation, if BYU beats Oklahoma State, Arizona, UCF, and then loses to Utah, and then even loses the conference championship game because they'd get there as a one-loss team. They still have them as a 10 seed playing at Penn State round 1. How fun would that be?
It'd be great.
So what's going on right now is this. If you can avoid more than one loss, you will be in the college football playoff as a Big 12 team. Win or lose in your conference championship game. I think that's what we're seeing right now, right?
100% right.
Because the ACC is hot freaking garbage.
Was Duke going to win the ACC? Who's going to win that thing?
It's going to be Miami. Stop it. It's going to be Miami. But, yeah, how does Riley Leonard feel now? He's like, I'm at I go to Notre Dame and lose to Northern Illinois. By the way, Notre Dame is in every simulation being in the
and they'll be
playoff.
right back. They're still ranked in the top 15.
And they've bounced back quietly the last 2 weeks,
Yes.
very aggressively,
Yes.
right? So, because
Which should give Utah fans hope that the Utes can right the ship
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
a pitiful performance.
I think that's what you see too. By the way, in that simulation, BYU's the 10 seed. And that's the highest Big 12 team, by the way, in this simulation. And then Utah's 12. So they would have, but you know what that means? They've got BYU and Utah playing each other in the Big 12 championship game. Stop the freaking presses.
We need 2 rivalry games every year now?
Yeah.
We need 2?
You know what? I'm on board with Brett Yormark. Give me BYU or Utah in the conference championship game on a repeat play, on a repeat on a game that we can see again, and then also give me Colorado against either Utah or BYU in the Big 12 championship game. Please make it so. All right.
Now, we can't get enough of Salami Karate
Salami Karate is a great coach.
versus Kyle Cunningham.
Kyle Cunningham.
Like Freddie Willingworth or something a few months ago.
Freddie Willingworth?
I'll have to find. I played it for something earlier.
Please, we got to play. Anytime that Brett Yormark mispronounces
Please.
a significant member of the Big 12's name,
Please.
we must hear it.
All right. We'll take the break. We'll come back. We've got more right around the corner. We've got our weekend warriors, folks who won the weekend here for us. We've got tons to break down next hour, too. We've got to get into that Utah-Arizona game from Saturday night. We've got audio from Coach Kyle Whittingham, from Mekhi Bernard, and also from Isaac Wilson. Stay with us, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.